Hey guys, I want to do a quick video on how to uninstall your alcohol interlock device. Okay, it's the one that I have is pretty simple, pretty standard one. It's made by Draeger. DWIs are becoming more and more common. What a lot of people don't know is that a lot of judges and a lot of courts will mandate that people that are convicted of a DWI or people that are on probation only get an interlock device installed from a specific company. This gives a lot of companies monopolies over interlock installation. They can charge ridiculous amounts of money to uninstall them. So bam, just when you thought you were done with everything, you're done with your probation, you're off bond, you've been convicted or whatever, you found innocent, you still have to pay these guys to remove the device afterwards. I've heard as little as $40. I've heard as much as $200. I know a DWI sucks you dry. You have to pay court fees. You have to pay lawyers. You have to pay this thing. You have to pay the probation people. So a lot of times you're on a budget and you just don't want to deal with that. Now, before we get started, I did want to say that before you do this, you do have to get an order of removal from the judge, from the court that you were convicted or the court that you usually go to, whoever sentenced you to probation, or if you're out on bond and you're mandated to get one, you do have to get an order from the judge to remove the DWI first. I'm sorry, not the DWI, the interlock first. A lot of times they do this only after you completed your probation. So just in case you didn't know, you have to complete your sentencing. Or if you have one as a condition of bond, you have to be convicted or found innocent first before you can remove this thing. These things are equipped with I don't know if you can see the satellite on there. They are equipped with GPS signals. So a lot of times if you tamper with it and you're not supposed to, they will find out, you will get arrested, and you will get in more trouble than you were in initially. So just giving you a fair warning. Okay, so how these things work. I'm not going to go into too much detail about it because I'm not an expert and I'm sure most of you guys don't care. So don't quote me on which wire does what, but I do know that these wires connect to things such as your battery, your horn, and most importantly, your starter. That's what's going to interrupt your vehicle from starting once you turn the key. Once you turn the key, instead of your vehicle just cranking up like normal, it's going to, this device diverts the electricity or the current or whatever you call it. I'm not an electrician. I'm not a mechanic. So forgive me if I'm not using the correct terms, but the power runs through these wires and it goes into this control box. Okay. This is how mine looks. It goes into this control box. From the control box, this thing is connected. Okay. So the control box will first see, has he passed the breathalyzer test? And once you pass it on this, then it will stop diverting the power from your starter, and then you'll be able to start the vehicle as normal. So now that I've explained that, maybe it's a little bit more simple. So in order to stop the vehicle from interrupting your device's starter or your battery or whatever, is all you have to do is go up under your dash. You'll see where these things are soldered onto your factory vehicle's wires, and they'll be covered with electrical tape. It's going to be like black tape usually, and you just have to cut these. Disconnect the battery. And in order to do that, what you want to do is you just want to disconnect the negative. You don't have to tamper with the positive or the red part, just the black part, the negative. And what you do is once you do that, you're not dealing with any live wires. Very important because you don't want to electrocute yourself. Okay. I have a Honda Accord 2010. A lot of times this deal under the dash, all you have to do is pull it and it'll come right off. As you see these things here, there are no screws. It's just a thing that you just kind of click, pop in and pop out. You're going to want to deconnect this part, this screw. There's going to be a screw here. This is the ground of the device. You're going to see these 4 wires. These are the 4 wires that you have to pay attention to. On my device, it's blue, brown, red, and gray. Let's get this in focus. Yeah, on my device, it's blue, brown, red, and gray. Okay? They're going to be attached to wires in your vehicle that may be the same color. I think the only color that was different is this one is brown, and in my vehicle it was red. They're going to be soldered on there, and they're going to be covered in electrical tape. You want to remove that tape, and then you want to take some wire cutters. Take some wire cutters, and you're just going to snip these. It is my advice that you want to get as close to their wires as possible. You don't want to cut too much of your own wire because you're going to have to reattach those. Okay? Now, if you can see in there, you can see where the black tape is. I didn't do a good job wrapping these back in electrical tape. But where the black tape is, that's where the device wires were actually connected to my vehicle. That's where you want to snip. You want to snip those, okay? And then you want to connect your wires back together. So if you see a blue wire that's disconnected, or a yellow wire or whatever, you want to remove the interlocks wires from your wires. Then you want to reattach your wires. It's quite simple in my vehicle. I'm not sure how it works in everyone else's, but mine was simple. Blue to blue, yellow to yellow, red to red, white to white. It was that simple. After that, you wrap it back up in electrical tape. That's going to complete the circuit. There's some light in here so you guys can see. Okay, looks complicated. It really isn't. Don't follow my example with this tape. Alright, but basically, trying to see if you guys can see. I didn't really do the best job with the tape. You're removing the wires that are soldered onto your vehicle's factory wires. You're going to remove those. You're going to cut those off. They're going to be soldered on, so you just can't remove them by hand. You're going to have to get some wire cutters. Cut those off. Connect the factory wires back. That's all you have to do. It seems very complicated. It's really simple, I assure you. Blue goes to blue, yellow goes to yellow, red goes to red. That is mainly how you disconnect it from the starter. Mine also had this attachment here where the actual device that you blow into was connected just like a phone wire or old school phone wire. Nobody has landlines anymore, but it's connected just like this. You just disconnect that. It's really nothing too major. Yeah, these are what you really want to focus on. Once you disconnect these, you're pretty much in the clear. Okay, DWIs are becoming more and more common. Like I stated before, what you guys want to do is if you are going to drink, please guys do not drive. I think it is, in my personal opinion, if I could predict the future, or if I was a gambling man, I would bet that a lot of states are going to legalize marijuana and then beef up their DWI and their DUI laws. They're going to put more officers on the road. They're going to make the penalty stricter. Lots of people smoke. They legalize it. Lots of people are going to smoke. Lots of people are going to smoke and drive. They're going to beef up these laws. What a lot of states are doing now, or they're leaving it completely up to the officer's discretion, because there's nothing that can test for marijuana on your breath as easily as alcohol. They're just going to leave it completely up to the officer. So if you're looking like you might be high, you're looking like your pupils are dilated, you're kind of, you're giving the signs of being high, you might be arrested for a DWI. So you guys stay careful. You guys be careful. You guys be safe out there.